the crank and it's younger that flow. Don't think so, shut mouth and bet dough. Account overdrawn, you less than zero. Shoes, clothes, cars, pros. I'm the flyest young fella you know. Your girl thinks.
Hey now, what's up, your boy Doug J.
Marcy as well.
And the man behind the scene always doing this thing, Soopa Smith. We've been gone for a minute. We back.
We back.
All that good stuff. We still looking good, feeling good. You know, a little couple of breaks.
Even though you're almost 40, you alright.
I feel good, man. Soopa Smith, what's the first topic, Playboy?
So with all the things going on in the news and here in the District of Columbia with the educational system and you guys being parents, do you have faith in DC schools?
No. It was awful.
I mean, well, we are all products of DC public schools.
That means nothing. That was 30 years ago, 25 years ago, guy. That was a long time ago. It's not the same.
Yeah, we don't have the teachers that we used to have. I would say like the teachers back then were like a little more.
They were teachers.
Yeah, they were.
They were not buddies.
Oh, that's your thing is buddies.
I think that's a part of the problem. But furthermore, I think a part of it is we're hearing about what's going on at Ballou.
Yeah.
And it's not only Ballou, obviously, right?
Yeah, don't just.
I mean, we're gonna pinpoint them. I mean, they made a big deal about the fact that they graduated everybody.
Of Ballou.
I am, Ballou. And I want to say none of that came out until we beat HD in the turkey bowl.
Don't put it.
Hold up, and then for the first time, no, it didn't. For the first time ever, HD had finally been on the losing end of a situation with the higher ups didn't think they were doing everything on the up and up when they got in the fight, and all of a sudden all that stuff came out about Ballou.
So how do you feel about Ballou since you're an alum?
I think the press is terrible. Like, I'm not saying no. I don't think it's the press fault. I'm just saying the press that we're getting is bad. It's hard to. How can you combat that?
I mean, I think they push kids through school. We was in school.
Yeah, that's one thing to push through and kind of. Okay, I'm gonna give you some extra credit, but you talking about people that miss 100 days.
Yeah, they missed like a whole half a year.
And I think they're saying just off attendance alone, a lot of those kids should have been failed.
Disqualified,
yeah,
right. Just off attendance alone.
Yeah, and obviously it's a disservice to the students, right? It's a disservice to society. And then you saw some of the stories on the news where the kids actually went to college and the parents, kids are basically like, I have no idea what's going on. They couldn't even process what was going on in freshman year of college based on some of the stuff they didn't do in high school. So it's a disservice. I think it's awful. I think the mayor should be held accountable. I feel kind of bad for the new chancellor dude.
Yeah, because he just get thrown.
He just getting here, dealing with some of the stuff that was here, obviously pre-existing before he got here. But it's awful. They wanted all of this fanfare when everything was going well. Now that it's going downhill, yeah.
Now, do you think it makes a difference whether it's public, whether it's charter, whether it's public charter, whether it's private charter, whether it's private school?
I mean, you're paying for it now. You want to get your money's worth, so it's different when you're paying.
But is education more so just a business now over the importance of educating the youth? It's always been a business, but what I'm saying is every corner you look on in DC is a school. It's just like a liquor store. I mean, it's just like a church. I'm pretty
sure some of those schools get some type of government funding at some point. They may not fall under the umbrella of DCPS school system, but
I don't think it's just a DC thing, right? So a part of the charter school is quote unquote the educational piece, but obviously a big piece of it is the money, right? The funding that they get, public, private, or whatever.
And the more students you have, the more funding you get.
The more money you get, KIP and all these other schools.
When we were coming up, it wasn't even
the past couple years, I've never ever heard while we were coming up in earlier years, I never heard them advertising on the radio for DC public schools for enrollment. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I don't remember ever hearing it.
It's competition. But it's not just here, right? So, Diddy has a school, Jalen Rose has a school.
With Dr. Umar Johnson, whoever that school at.
But that's what I'm saying. It's all, that's what I'm saying. Diddy is a businessman. Right. So is it for business purposes? I mean,
I'm pretty sure.
What are the requirements? Like, how do they, like the national, the requirements for students passing and failing, like who does all that with these private schools?
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Who looks after that?
I'm pretty sure that, he will get some people in the educational field to come up with the curriculums and everything like that to have to set standards at the school. Because I don't even know Diddy, but I don't think he would just jump out of the limb.
No, I'm not saying just Diddy in particular. I'm just saying for these private schools, who's watching them? Like, who's making the curriculums?
Who's a governing body over top of it, right?
But is it one singular governing body? That's what I'm saying. Like, So NCAA watches Division One, Division One AA,
right.
Division Three. So no matter the level of the school, and they have one governing body.
I don't know what entity. I don't know if it's a Department of Education that supposed to answer those questions.
Right. So the baseline of the question was the faith in DC public schools, and I think the whole story right now about Ballou and some of the other schools, I think maybe Dunbar may have gotten caught up in some stuff. It just reduces your faith in what your student is being taught.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have them old school 1970 teachers no more, man. But
so you keep putting it on the teachers. I don't know if the teachers.
No. I'm just saying, but sometimes you will have a curriculum, but the teachers will go outside the curriculum and teach you what they want to teach you. I've been in classes like that when I was coming up in DC public schools, and it had benefited me well. You heard my side, you heard Quad's side, you heard Soup's side. He's a Ballou alum.
Big bad.
Give him a hug, man. Leave a message in the comment box. We back, baby. Peace.
Young fella, your girl think